Well, the big breaking news story this morning, former President Trump will stay on the ballot for the primary here in Colorado that's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Right on the heels of Super Tuesday, about as close as it can get. Let's get out to Drew with some of the latest reaction pouring in this morning.
Well, reaction from the former president himself. This is at 8:03 on Truth Social, and we got the decision from the Supreme Court, a 20-page writing, 20-page decision. And this is what he said, big win for America at 8 o'clock, and then this at 8:03, so minutes later. Now, for many analysts that listened to those oral arguments nearly a month ago, it was February 8th, this is the outcome that many predicted, a unanimous decision by the justices that the former president's name cannot be removed from the ballot by a state, and specifically in this case by the state of Colorado. Let's go over this opinion, this 20-page opinion that we received from the justices this morning. On page 3, it says, raised a single question. Did the Colorado Supreme Court err in ordering President Trump excluded from the 2024 presidential primary ballot? Concluding that it did, we now reverse. Now onto a part why they felt they needed to rule on this in the first place. It said the patchwork that would likely result from state enforcement would sever the direct link that the framers found so critical between the national government and the people of the United States as a whole. And essentially, here to sum it all up, the judgment of the Colorado Supreme Court is reversed. The mandate shall issue forthwith. To get you caught up on the story, let's take a live look at the Supreme Court building this morning, because just last month, inside of that building, justices heard arguments over whether Colorado could ban the former president from its ballots, citing the 14th Amendment, accusing him of engaging in an insurrection after the 2020 election. Since then, 2 other states, Illinois and Maine, have made similar arguments. And what happened this morning will obviously strike those down as well. And we just got a tweet from Colorado Representative Lauren Boebert about this as well, as reaction continues to pour in. She says, vindication at last. President Trump will remain in the Colorado ballot. The SCOTUS has made their ruling official. Yet another swing and miss from the loony left. Trump 2024. Of course, we brought you last hour the response that we got from Colorado Secretary of State Jena Griswold, and we're also waiting to hear from the former president. We have some cameras set up at Mar-a-Lago. There you see it right there, live look. He is expected to take to the microphone there and deliver remarks after what we heard from the Supreme Court justices. Just about 8 o'clock this morning is when that 20-page opinion came down. And again, Kirk and Lisa, not a surprise. Many analysts predicted that this would be a unanimous decision, simply in the fact that states, they do not want controlling something like this, the presidential election. So we'll continue to track more. And of course, when the former president takes the microphone there, we'll bring that to you live.
And we do have some local state reaction we want to get to right now. We've got Secretary of State Jena Griswold joining us here this morning. Obviously, a historic decision here. What is your reaction to this announcement and it being a unanimous decision?
Thanks for having me on. First and foremost, I think it's great that they actually issued a decision. As of Thursday night, over 400,000 ballots were already cast in the Republican presidential primary. And Coloradans and Americans all across the country deserve to know whether Donald Trump is a qualified candidate. With that said, I also am disappointed. I disagree with their decision. Mm-hmm. But of course, like I've always said from the beginning, I will follow it. Donald Trump is on the ballot, and we will be counting votes cast for him in the presidential primary.
Well, and Secretary Griswold, they essentially said that the states don't have the power to use this to pull somebody off the ballot. Is that the point you disagree with? I mean, what would you have liked to have seen come out of this? Because the court made it clear in their arguments that they were concerned if they allowed this in Colorado, what would other states do?
Yes, that's exactly right. I do believe that states have the ability under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to decide to not put on our ballots oath-breaking insurrectionists. The United States Supreme Court disagrees with that and says Congress has to act first. Congress has to pass some type of law allowing Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to be applied. I think the bigger picture for me is just the general reason Section 3 of the 14th Amendment is in the United States Constitution. And that's an understanding that having people in office who break their oath, engage in insurrection or rebellion, and then run for office again is dangerous. Now, this decision focuses a lot on federal candidates. So it would apply to, of course, candidates for the presidency, but also other federal candidates for Congress or United States Senate as well.
And of course, we know you were in D.C. for these oral arguments, certainly a big part of this entire factor here. Can you break down a little bit about this is coming up on the heels of Super Tuesday, obviously. Is this going to change how anything plays out tomorrow? Have you guys kind of been preparing for this?
From the point of view of administering the election, nothing changes. Taking a step back before the United States Supreme Court, the Colorado Supreme Court disqualified Trump, but said, put him on the ballot if there was an active appeal. So Donald Trump has always been on our ballot. Ballots went out the week of February 12th. I think that the big difference is not the administration of elections, but just the clear understanding for voters that if they vote for Donald Trump, that vote will be counted.
And do you see this as the end of the road for this argument? I mean, the Supreme Court is the law of the land, right? Is there any room for more legal challenges?
This is the partial end of the road, and I think logistically very much the end of the road. The Supreme Court left open the door for Congress to act. We have nearly non-functioning Congress at this point. I think it's highly unlikely that Congress will act to pass legislation enabling the Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to apply to this year's election. Ultimately, it will be in the hands of Coloradan and American voters. The big question is whether American voters will stand up and protect democracy. They have done so time and time again, and I'm confident that it will happen again this year. And I am very confident and know we'll have great elections in the state of Colorado.
All right, Secretary of State Jena Griswold, thanks so much for making time for us here this morning, giving us your insight on this issue. We know, of course, you were a big part of all this, and certainly more to follow on this election cycle.
Thanks, Jena.